Hi guys, and welcome to my retro watches. And no, you're not lost in the jungle. This is my garden here in sunny UK in the middle of winter. And what we've got in front of us, of course, is a new Phoebus. Now, this is the Voyager GMT, and you might think, well, that looks a little bit similar to something I've seen on your channel before, Michael. And you would be right, because I've done another version of this earlier in 2022. It had the 24-hour bezel, but it was not a GMT, whereas this one is. Phoebus, of course, have joined the gravy train of the Seiko NH34 movement that everybody's using and putting in their watches to generate their version of the GMT. But this watch is really nice. This particular version has got a Malachite dial. We're going to get up close and personal, have a good look at that one. Certainly later on in the video, I'm going to remove the watch from the case so we can see that dial all up close and personal, put it on the microscope. Now, Phoebus do offer a 2-year warranty, and me doing that kind of work is going to invalidate a warranty for sure, but that's my retro watches, and if I can get in and take the watch apart, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. So please stick around and watch the rest of this video. Before I start, just a quick disclaimer: Phoebus have sent me this watch and I don't have to send it back, which is very, very kind of them. I've been enjoying this watch immensely since they sent it to me. Had a proper good run of wearing it. They sent it me actually at the beginning of December, and it's taken me now until I've been able to produce this video. So sorry about that, Phoebus, and also sorry to you guys, the viewers, because they've had a sale on as well. The sale has now ended, and it did save quite a bit of money off this watch. More about the price later. Let's just get in and discuss all the nice and interesting features this watch has to hold. This watch has got 4 different colours, but the main star of the show, in my opinion anyway, is this beautiful Malachite dial. Now, every dial is going to be slightly different because Malachite is a natural product. It is a copper carbonate hydroxide mineral. I've had to read that off a screen. And also, Malachite is actually used in alternative therapies, so it's supposed to have some healing properties. It can balance your chakras, it can take some pain away, that kind of stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, a watch made of this on your wrist is going to heal you as you walk around the world. How about that? It's pretty special, hey? The watch has some very interesting indices. I quite like them. Many of them look like sharp arrow points to me. You've then got a set of sword hands. A nice second hand there as well, with a good decent Lume pip in that also. The GMT hand though, well, it's a bit of a cunning disguise, isn't it? It's got a little green triangle filled with Lume, but it easily blends into the dial. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I don't use a GMT function, so for me it's pointless, but I think if you're buying this one, you might find it hard to read. That's pretty much one of the only criticisms I've got. There is a date at 6, and they try to be quite cool, Phoebus. They've used the date wheel matching the same sort of colour, a green background with gold writing, but it doesn't come through all that well and make it all that legible. I do like the 2-tone bezel on this as well. Now, I do apologise for the lighting. I do all my reviews in the daylight. I think that's the best light to show a watch, and this, because it's ceramic and it's high gloss, it's got plenty of shine, as you can see, but in reality it looks much better than it does. But yeah, I like the black, I like the green. It's got 24 clicks bi-directional, so you can follow that time zone quite easily. The action is great, the grip is also really good, cannot fault that bezel at all. Flip the watch over though and you get that. Phoebus makes some really nice case backs. I've seen this one on a few of their models, but look at it. You've got their octopus logo. It's really highly embossed onto that case, and then you've got some basic writing. So you've got, of course, it's a sapphire crystal. It's 200 meters of water resistance. You know, these are the things I like to see on watches, and some of the things I've reviewed in the past don't have it, and I think it's such a shame. Here it is from the side profile. Now, I know this shot is slightly out of focus, and I apologise for that. It has got a signed crown with a Phoebus octopus on that. The crown is also screwed down to aid in the water resistance. Nice crown guards on the case, highly polished on the top. They've got linear brushing to the sides, and it's brushed at the case top as well. And then you can see that the bezel there is also highly polished. So a whole combination of things going on, but they marry up quite well, and they look nice, to be honest. There's some nice contrasting finishes to the bracelet. You've got brushing on the outside, highly polished on those centre links. Bracelet is solid stainless steel, screw pins for adjustment. There's the clasp with the Phoebus logo. You've only got 3 micro adjusts. Now I have been able to size it perfectly for myself, all the same, but 4 would have been better than 3. And here's the clasp. It is solid stainless steel. Pretty generic, does what it's supposed to do, let's face it. And it's better than some of those antiquated Seikos that I work on all the time that have really bad 3-fold clasps. The sizing of this watch is quite nice as well. The overall diameter is 39mm, and that's including a slight overhang on the bezel. Anything under 40 for me is great. 39, 38, really good. This has got a short lug to lug. It's 45mm. It's about 48mm with the end links itself. So again, that molds to the wrists quite nice. But the thickness, well, it says 13.5 on their website, but trust me, you put a vernier on this, it's actually more like 14.5. There's a slight double domed sapphire crystal on the top, and I think that just pushes the dimension up a little bit just at the centre. To put those sizes in perspective, here it is on my 7-inch wrist, which is about 18 centimetres for those in metric. I think it's a right size really for a dive style watch. This is 200 metres of water resistance after all. This is what it's going to look like in pitch black darkness if you've just shot it with a load of UV light first. We've got a Lume degradation test going on here. This is running over 30 minutes and it glows quite well. The camera does catch it dimming, but it doesn't do it justice really because it carried on glowing very well. One thing Phoebus do really well is Lume, and I'll take my hats off to them this time. Once again, they're advertising it as 15 layers. I don't know how they do 15 layers. Somebody tell me in the comments, please. For me, in this model, the Malachite dial is the pick of the bunch. I am a big fan of green dials. I've got many of them. I like the fact that this is a different material entirely. It's a natural material, and every one is going to be slightly different. However, for the benefit of the video and for Phoebus, I'll show you the renders of the other 3 colours. There is this nice yellow one, and then there's sort of a burgundy red one, which I also quite like actually. And then typically you've got to have a blue dial, haven't you? Let's face it, and who doesn't like a blue watch? So there we go, you've seen them all. Let's now cut back to the bench where we can see it on the Timegrapher, and I can get the watch out of the case. Welcome to the bench, the Phoebus. I've taken the bracelet off because that's going to help me when I get to remove the movement and have a look at that dial a bit closer up. So it's on the Timegrapher, and before I set it away, just a top tip. Somebody told me this in a comment quite a while ago in a video, that it's advisable to put the crown on a Timegrapher against this here. The microphone is just down here. Apparently it helps a little bit with the vibrations. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I've been doing it ever since. So let's get it going, see what it's going to be reading. And straight off the bat, we've got plus 16 seconds. Amplitude's okay really for a Seiko. I suppose I could hand wind that a little bit more and probably get a bit more power out of it. Beat error, well, that's nominal at 0.1, that's acceptable. Plus 12 seconds a day. So of course, like I say in all these videos, need to leave this to run a little while, but I'm always short of time. So we'll try it now. Dial down. And we should get pretty much the same reading. That's what we're looking for. Amplitude's improved a little bit, but I would expect that as well because this is a less stressful position for it to be in. So yes, we're definitely running a little bit fast, but I'd rather be early for something than to be late, and perhaps I could tweak that as well just to bring it into a better limit for my own personal preference. Here we are with crown down, still following the same trend, isn't it, which is good. And then crown up, or pendant up as well. Always get that deviation here, as you can see. So the beat error opens up a little bit more. I guess that's just gravity having a go. But weirdly, it's improved the rate, hasn't it? So for people like me who are left-handed, where the crown is going to be sticking up your arm, that is actually not a bad thing at all, is it? So there we go. I think the movement's reasonable. It's Seiko, of course. That's going to be reliable forever. and very cheap to replace. I've looked at these NH34s. I think on Cousins they're about 35–40 pounds. So I guess with tax on and delivery you're looking at 50 quid a movement. In a couple of years time you're going to pick these up for less than 30. I am absolutely sure of it. So there we go. Let's see that dial nice and close up. So I've released the case back. This is something you're not going to see very many reviewers do at all, if any, to remove a movement. Of course this is now probably invalidating any warranty that would be on this watch. And to remove these Seikos, first of all, unscrew the screw down crown. That was going to help. And you're looking at that little tiny button there. If I pull the crown, it's going to disappear. See, it's gone. So it has to be in normal mode. And of course, just tweezers. You're not going to see this. My hand's going to get away. I'm just going to push that down. That releases the stem. So we've got a gasket on the top here, which I think is a hard nylon gasket actually. That's quite an interesting setup. And then a steel movement ring. I actually quite like that. There we are. That's what the NH35 movement looks like. One day we'll be doing these on the channel as vintage watches. I'll be taking them apart. And of course, here we go. That is the Malachite dial. In this light, doesn't it look absolutely wonderful? Now I've got to be very careful I don't damage it and I don't get too many bits on it. I was hoping we could see the edge, but they've got this metal movement protector there, well, dial protector I guess, or spacer, which is a good thing. Because of course this is a natural product, every dial is going to be different. But yeah, I like that. Let's put it on the digital microscope, see it really close up, and then we can conclude the video of course. Here we are all macro. That's the Phoebus octopus, which is nicely done, isn't it? So again, looking at the malachite, guess you could say they look a bit like scratches, don't they? But this again is a natural product. I'd be surprised if that's not just part of its appearance. But they look really nice close up, don't they? They really do. Here's an index. Gold's not shining through just because of the way the light is. But look, the lume's filled really nicely. There's the GMT hand. I like the way that's done, but I can't get over that malachite. Look at it. We can get really up close. Hopefully this is interesting you. It interests me anyway. I just like messing around with my microscope. So there we go. It's like the rings of a tree, isn't it? And again, you get to see all this level of detail up close. Now, obviously, I'm a fan of Phoebus. I always have been. They keep sending me these watches, and I find it hard not to like what they're doing, even if some of the designs maybe not to everybody's taste. Yeah, let's just zoom back out. I think we're too close there. So what do you think? Leave me a comment below. Do you like this sort of dial? I like these natural products. I think they're really different, and yeah, it's the first time I've seen this, and I'm very pleased. Right, let's get it back in the case and we can discuss the good and bad points of this watch. So to summarise, I really do like this watch, but then I'm probably the worst, or maybe the best person to send watches to review, because there's not really many watches out there I don't like. That's been my problem. I collect everything, I hoard everything, and I like everything. But genuinely, I do like this. I love the dial, I love the case size, the shape, the design. It fits on the wrist really well. The two-tone bezel is really cool too. It's a GMT. I have no real use for a GMT, but they are on trend, or they have been certainly in 2021 and 2022. Let's see what 2023 is going to bring us, I'm hoping, moon phase. Let's bring moon phase back. So hopefully people are listening and might want to do that. So the stumbling block on this one is, I guess, the price. This retails at $399. That includes shipping, but you would have to pay some tax in your country, most likely, and that puts it quite high. Now, sadly, it's taken me ages to do this review. I should have done it a month and a half ago, but for one reason or another, I've not been able to do it. And they've had a 20% discount going, so that ends already, unfortunately. So hopefully another one's going to come along soon, but I do have a link below with a discount code which may help you shave a few pennies off it should you want this one or one of the other colours. Or maybe it's little brother, I suppose. You may remember I've reviewed this earlier on last year. This is the original Voyager, and you can see really that all they've done is just put a GMT hand and movement on it and change the bezel slightly. So they're just rehashing something that they've already got, but with new colours. They did actually make this version with the Malachite dial, but that has sadly sold out. So there you go. Go and buy one if you want one. Check out Phoebus, of course. They've got some interesting designs and they're always knocking out new ones. This will probably be the last Phoebus review you see on my retro watches. All the reviews have been swapped over to the new channel, and I need to grow that channel really to make brands like this more interested. Retro watches is soon going to be just about the watch restorations and help videos and things like that. So there's this review done and there's another one to come, and then that should be it for that on this channel. Hope you like this video. Please leave your comments below. I read every one. I try to reply to as many as I can. Obviously check out Phoebus. Please also check out my watch reviews. There's a link below for that. I would appreciate any of your support over there. I need to grow the subscribers, the interest. Hopefully you like the reviews I'm doing over there. A lot of my own watches, and then of course some of sort of sponsored watches like this one. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.